All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. I can't believe what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. I really cannot believe what's going on. This is a joke. This is really a joke now. What a useless season, man. What? We sacked Graham Potter, and the owners and the board said, we still have some important games left remaining of the season. We have an important Champions League tie. We want to salvage something for the season. We want to finish the season on a high. Isn't that what the board and the owners said in the club statement? So based on that comment, we're now bringing in Frank Lampard as the interim manager, and looks to be set. It will be done. Frank Lampard, the guy who almost got Everton relegated, literally not that long ago, maybe a couple of months ago. Everton were smack bang on the bottom. We're going to give him the opportunity to let us finish on a high. It's just vibes. It's purely vibes, and it shows the incompetency of the board, the owners. Let's look at the timeline. Let's look at the timeline, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the timeline. You sacked Thomas Tuchel, an elite manager. You did not want to give him any time. Then you immediately bring in Graham Potter. I don't know what you saw in Graham Potter. You gave him 5 years on a 12 million per year contract. Then you can clearly see that Graham Potter was not up to the mark. You can clearly see that. How Graham Potter survived after. How Graham Potter survived after Southampton is mad. How you didn't think about getting a new manager in at that point is mad. Your planning is all over the place. Then you sack Graham Potter and you bring in Bruno Fernandes, who now we're hearing was never keen. So why did you even give it to Bruno Fernandes? Why did you give the job to him? It looks like you probably didn't even want to get rid of Graham Potter. You only did it because the fans had enough. Now, you want to take your time because you are not sure. But how much time? What guarantee? Like honestly, we've got 160 people live right now. What confidence do you have that these guys, by taking the time, will ensure we get the right manager? Taking time is not correlated that you're gonna make the right decision. It's just about making the right decision. Bringing in Frank Lampard for the remainder of the season, what benefit does that do? What benefit does that do? What tactically, Frank Lampard, does he stand a chance against any of these remaining Premier League matches that we've got coming up? Tactically, against Real Madrid, does he stand a chance? I see people talking about stopgap. It's not. Give the right manager the chance now to get to know the team and then have a proper pre-season. Make just once make the right decision for a manager, just once. What is the benefit of bringing in Frank Lampard now? Frank Lampard, as a player, I love him. I adored him. Legend of the football club. As a player, as a manager, he is not a manager. He is not a manager. And I don't mean that at any disrespectful level. I think he's a top pundit. He should be a pundit. How is this guy? There was no planning. There was no planning. This is the thing. The owners actually didn't even want to get rid of Graham Potter. This is the thing. And now it seems like the issue is you have Luis Enrique, who's impressing them, giving them a plan as to what he wants to do with the squad. Nah, Shubra, he's not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. He's not. This is not a disrespect. Frank Lampard, I thank him for that season that he got us fourth. But this is not a disrespect. Frank Lampard is genuinely a superb pundit. Have a look at some of his punditry just before he became a manager. This is all pure vibes now. This is all emotions now. This is all emotional. No doubt Frank Lampard is a legend of the football club. There's no doubt about that. But for a second, think, what benefit is it for him to come in as a manager? What benefit is there? Scott, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Really appreciate that. People don't get it. Start the new manager now so he can evaluate the squad before next season. Can't believe how Chelsea have fallen under top. This is it. Get the new manager in. If you can't get the new manager in before Real Madrid, no problems. Just get someone. You want someone more experienced. This is what you're saying. You want someone. You're acting like you have a shot at Real Madrid. No problems. But you think you have a shot with Frank Lampard. This is ridiculous thinking. I think what's going on here is, I think the owners probably want Luis Enrique and the board wants Nagelsmann, and they can't decide. They can't decide. So now they're going with the compromise and bringing in someone, Frank Lampard, until they can decide. Is they're just adding Lampard to please the Yadas until the end? No, it has to be, man. It has to be. It truly has to be. Tell me how some of these players were there when Frank Lampard got sacked. Some of these players didn't want. Do you guys not remember Mateo Kovacic, Matt Law, and all of these other journalists? These people were saying Kovacic, Jorginho, Rudiger. Some of these players, they wanted Frank gone. Honestly, this comment here, Miz, is absolutely right. Lamps is not a manager. He should take lessons of coach. He almost relegated. You want to be taken seriously as a manager, then do your time. Frank got that Chelsea job way too early in his career, way too early. Because he was a player, because he was a legend of the club. Frank needs to do his time. Frank needs to realize what it takes to be a Premier League manager. Now you want to come in as an interim. What are you going to provide Chelsea Football Club coming in as an interim? Tactically, how are you going to outwit all of these remaining games? Have we not seen Frank Lampard with us before he got sacked? Have we not seen that? Is Bruno Salto not keen on the job? Too close to Potter? You're talking like they should just make a panic decision. The managers want to be able to start in the summer. Luis Enrique is literally ready, my man. Luis Enrique is ready. He's been ready for a while. Bruno Salto is too close to Potter. Then what? This in itself is an issue. Why haven't the owners and the board been thinking about getting a new manager in? Why haven't they been thinking about getting a new manager in? Why are they in this predicament? Why? Have they not thought about all of this? When they sacked Graham Potter, did they not think, whoa, who's going to be the interim manager? Who's more of a manager? Who's more of a manager, Graham Potter or Frank Lampard? Who's more of a manager? You might as well just stuck around with Graham Potter then. If this was your plan, you might as well just stuck around with him. What was it? What are we expecting? Okay, what are we expecting with Frank Lampard? What are we expecting? What are we expecting? You tell me live chat. What are we actually expecting with Frank Lampard? Is it just the vibes? Is it just the vibes? What credentials does Frank Lampard have as an interim manager? What credentials? Under what basis is he actually getting this interim management role? Is this a joke? Is this actually a joke? It's vibes. It's vibes. He's apparently going to bring in Ashley Cole. He's apparently going to bring in a few other people. John Terry is lined up as well. Give me one credential why Frank Lampard should be interim manager. Why? Tactically apt? Great in-game management? Fantastic man management as well? Players like Tomori got shafted, who are now starting for AC Milan. You best believe Mason Mount comes into the starting lineup. You best believe. Mason Mount under Frank Lampard was undroppable. He was literally playing everywhere. Wing, midfield, and he ended up finishing as captain. Ziyech, Frank Lampard loved Ziyech. Or is he going to be another yes man? It's just easy to please. What is the expectation? Gallagher, you best believe. Get used to Gallagher. Get used to Gallagher. Get used to Gallagher. Frank Lampard, before he got sacked by Chelsea, just remember those days. Leicester, Man City, Carlo Ancelotti's Everton. Just remember those days. None of you can give me one clear-cut credential as to why Frank Lampard should be the interim manager, like as if it's a joke. Like it's a joke of a position. The fans, people like this in this chat are one of the problems wrong with the club. Too many fake fans who just want to be popular. Let's get behind Potter and Lampard. No, mate. No problems. No problems. Have Frank Lampard. I don't know what the expectation is. I really don't know what the expectation is. If the expectation is already that the season is finished, then you might as well just have a player manager. You might as well get Thiago Silva to manage the team. Some people are telling the season's already finished. Might as well just finish it with some fun. Okay, no problems. No problems. Kudos. No problems. It'll be great to watch Frank Lampard up against Real Madrid in the Champions League. I saw what Frank Lampard did against Bayern Munich. It'll be great to watch that. People saying no manager is keen to come in now. They all want to come in the summer. No, BS. Who's telling you that? Luis Enrique and Nagelsmann are both keen. It makes sense. If you can't bring them in before Real Madrid, no problems. Bring them in anytime. But just bring the real guy in now. Let them understand the team. Let them get used to what's going on. Let them get some sort of an idea as to who needs to go, who needs to stay in the summer. Now you're going to have Frank Lampard till the end of the season. I'm not even going to surprise if Frank Lampard becomes full-time manager. I'm not even going to be surprised. I really won't be even surprised. Do you know what? I hope Frank Lampard becomes full-time manager. I really do. We deserve it. We deserve Frank Lampard to be Chelsea manager on a full-time basis. We deserve it. Frank Lampard's going to have a little bit of the bounce. He's going to get the fans. It's all about the match-going fans, isn't it? It's all about the match-going fans. We don't matter. We don't matter. It's all about the match-going fans. Frank Lampard potentially will get a bit of a bounce. And before you know it, people will start talking about Frank Lampard 2.0. Let's give him the full-time management. Let's give him 5 years on a 12, 13, 15. Now make it 15 million a year. Let's give him the full-time management role. Let's see what he does next season. Now he's more experienced. Not a single one of you in the live chat is able to tell me what credential Frank Lampard actually has to be an interim manager. What is your expectation? If your expectation is to lose anyway, then why do you need Frank Lampard? You might as well just lose. Why are you bringing in Frank Lampard to lose? Lampard will play Mount and blonde Mount every game. Is that what we want? That's what we want. That's what we want. That's what we want. No problems. No problems. Enjoy the time. Enjoy the time. What a season, man. What a season. What a stupid season this has been, man. This has been one of the worst seasons, man. These owners, these board as well, seems like there's no planning. There's no planning. They did not plan to get Graham Potter out. They actually did not even fathom. They did not even think about getting Graham Potter out. This is the mess. This is what we hit. How they didn't even think that Graham Potter is going in a particular path where he will get sacked, it's clear as daylight, but they did not even think about trying to find out about a new manager well before. They are now thinking about the new manager now. You're stupid. You that's all I can say. You're stupid. You're stupid. Now you're bringing in Frank Lampard, and you got people like Petty Doc P saying, "Oh, stop supporting the club, dude." You're entertaining these people. You're entertaining these people. Vibes. People with vibes. They don't care. They don't care if we win, we lose. We're going to probably potentially go below 11th. Alhambra, thank you so much for the super chat. From boys gave everything to the lads gave everything. Remember that Champions League game against Valencia? That's coming. We must hire Enrique after this. I honestly thought there was still something to salvage. This season. Let's get someone serious in. Someone serious. Someone with some credentials. Managerial credentials. Not just vibe. Great. Bounce. Frank Lampard bounce. All great. For me, he's not a manager. He's not. I wonder what Everton fans think. I really wonder what Everton fans think. Exactly means if they were going to search for a manager, at least keep Potter over Lampard. Are we actually saying Frank Lampard's a better manager than Graham Potter? You might as well just kept Potter in, knowing that you're looking for a new manager. You might as well just do that. What happened to all of those 2-3 weeks ago, journalists saying, oh, the players really, it's a good vibe in the training sessions. It's very, very healthy. Everyone fighting for each other. Havertz talking so highly about Graham Potter. What happened to all of that? Reece James talking so highly. Thiago Silva talking so highly. So many people talking so highly. Players were shocked. Players were shocked to see the club statement on social media. You might as well just kept Potter until you found a new manager. Wasn't that the plan anyway? Wasn't that the plan to just see this season out with Graham Potter? Wasn't that the plan? Now everyone's telling me Lampard did better than Potter at Chelsea. Okay. When I'm saying about Lampard and comparing with Potter, I'm not just comparing the Chelsea stint. I'm talking about their managerial career. Please, ladies and gentlemen in the live chat, what is your expectation? President Jafar, please tell me your expectation. What is your expectation? Oba One, tell me your expectation. Don't tell me to chill. That's not a legitimate, that's not a constructive conversation, Ms. Chill. I've just given you my reasons. I rather bring in someone now. There's two candidates, Nagelsmann and Enrique. There's two candidates. They're good candidates. Can we agree that they're good candidates, Nagelsmann and Enrique? Can we agree on that? They're two good candidates. Fine, take a little bit more time. No one's telling you to get the manager in tomorrow. You've got Luis Enrique literally doing PowerPoint presentations and showing exactly what his plan for each players are. Do you think it's beneficial for him to come in the summer? He'd rather come in now and assess the whole situation. So by the time summer is here, he's ready to go. Do you understand? He's ready to rock and roll. Now you're going to bring in someone in the summer and then there's that transition still. Don't you rather want someone who can hit the ground running in the summer? I'm not saying bring someone in before Real Madrid. Take your time, fine. Bring someone in the next couple of weeks. How much time do you need, man? And how haven't you been thinking about getting rid of Potter before? Why have you been looking at a new manager now? Did you not know where our path was going with Graham Potter? Tell me what credentials, honest conversation, what credentials, what are your expectations? Why are you happy to bring Frank Lampard in as an interim for the remaining of the season when our board in the club statement, when they got rid of Graham Potter, said we want to finish on a high. We want to ensure that we've got some important games. We've got an important game against Real Madrid. We want to finish on a high. Jesse Fernandez, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss you, Roman Abramovich. To all these people, Shano76, and to all these numpties in the live chat, if you don't have anything constructive to say, don't go off at me. Don't tell me, Miss, you're cringe, man. That's not a conversation. Am I having a go at you? What gives you the right to have a go at me directly? You're sitting there and just commenting and insulting me. What gives you the right to do that? What gives you the right to do that? Shano76? Be respectful. Am I having a go at any of the live chat directly? What gives you the right to have a go at me? You want to say something, be respectful and say it in the live chat. You don't need to insult me. Personally, I don't want to see our club going through in this path. We look stupid. We're nonsense. All right, Oba one saying, Miz, I'm giving you reasons. There's a lot of people commenting, man. Oba one, it's not easy for me to keep up with everything that's being said in the live chat. I'll try and pick up some of your comments now. Bring into the toxic, over bloated environment. I see both sides. There may be financial reasons around this, especially since we still have most of Potter's staff. So what? Bringing in Frank Lampard, there's going to be no cost. I don't understand. Because the only expectation fans can have is to see out the season, get the new manager in and the preseason. New manager now to bring new ideas without proper training time would just hamstring the team. Okay. I've said what I had to say now. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's try Lampard if that is the case, Miz. I know it's hard to accept, but at least team will get a character. Okay, team will get a character. We had a lot of character before Frank Lampard got sacked, didn't he? Miz, watch Lampard do good and get the job, then watch Nagelsmann and Enrique go to PSG and Madrid. Yeah, I can't wait for that. I'm down for Frank Lampard to be full-time manager. Lamps is not a manager. He should take lessons of coaching. I can't understand why everyone thinks he's manager. His Everton tenure tells us much things. Nagelsmann remains the favorite, but Enrique 100% wants the job. I get you, his decision-making board is fishy. Lampard does not have the skill set to manage Chelsea. No, it looks like he does. Shubra, let me see where you shared your reasons. Chelsea wants an interim manager for NOE as their first choice. For now, as their first choice, Julian Nagelsmann will only join in the summer, and Lampard is an interim level manager. I think what's happening is that the board wants Julian Nagelsmann, and Julian Nagelsmann is not ready to take the new job now. I think that's probably what's going on. But I think the owners want Luis Enrique, and Luis Enrique is ready to kick things start now. But the board doesn't want Luis Enrique. I don't know. I think this might be the situation. They're bringing in Frank Lampard. Let's see what Frank Lampard does for us, man. Let's see what he does. Let's see if he's learned anything. Let's see if he's capable of taking us through against Real Madrid. Or are we already giving up, or we don't care? Do we care about the Champions League, or we don't care? You let me know. Live chat, you let me know. Do we care about the Champions League, or we don't care? Do we have a better chance with Frank Lampard? I understand waiting for manager. I just had hopes of trying in the Champions League. I just worry about the appearance this gives the club to top talent. That's all. Yeah. Only person that will be happy about this is Rory Jennings. Miz, the team doesn't have a project at all. Yeah, a great project this is, by the way. Fantastic project. Fantastic. Top-notch project. Lampard and his fans are always biased. They can see how bad he is as a coach. Do you know what? I love Frank Lampard as a player, man. As a player, he was unbelievable. Unbelievable. But as a manager, again, once again, we haven't seen enough. We've not seen enough. Frank was under a different kind of management. He had the rug under him. Just my thing. I'm with you, Miz. Wouldn't insult you. Think your show is brilliant. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for being at least respectful. If these fans were managing the club, we would have never won 2 Champions League. People writing the season off. I honestly thought bringing the right character in, we should have brought someone in way before anyway, after Southampton. But I thought we still had the chance to salvage something. Do you know? We should get some level of European football. We're not that far away yet. It's about what, 6, 7 points away. I hope I'm proven wrong. I truly hope I'm proven wrong. I hope Frank Lampard can salvage something for the remainder of the season. I really do. People saying, oh, Miz, what are we going to do? Bruno Fernandes didn't want to stick around. Well, what sort of planning is this then? I'm not the one who's making the decisions, but whoever is making the decisions at Chelsea Football Club, what sort of planning did you like? You're making a decision without having a consequent plan for it. That's not smart. You waited till the Aston Villa game to sack Graham Potter, not having a consequent plan, even at an interim level. All of a sudden, Frank Lampard. Where was Frank Lampard's name when Graham Potter got sacked? This is all like people talk about, oh, let's take our time. Let's take our time with it. We have not taken any time to contact Frank Lampard to become the interim. Where was the time taken to realize? Is the interim manager like, is what? What message are we trying to send here? Like, this season is gone. It's finished. Where's the thinking process that has happened here? There's been no thinking process here. Jules, no, you need a new manager now. He sees us till the end, then makes the necessary decisions for preseason. Lampard is. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. You bring in the new manager now, the proper manager now. Okay, fine. If it has to be after a Real Madrid game, let it be after a Real Madrid game. But you bring in the new manager now. Let them assess the situation. And then they will be ready to make the right decision by summer. But now you want to bring in a new manager in the summer, and they'll have to hit the ground running immediately. And don't forget, in the summer, we're going to get even more players back. More players. Players like Lukaku will be back. Players like, Ethan Ampadu and many more that are on loan. They'll be back. On top of your bloated squad already. Yep, that makes sense. Means we should stop saying owners, our backroom staff is leaving the search. They are not competing with each other. I prefer Lamps over Bold Potter. Okay. President Jafar, why do you prefer Lamps? Like, tell me, genuine question. Like, what is it? What is it that you prefer? Like, what is it that you feel? That is it just vibes? Is it just for the fact that you're going to feel much better watching the game knowing that Super Frank Lampard is the manager because you're so you're thinking about the player, not the manager? Is it that? Or do you really think tactically he's very able, he's learned a lot, he's developed as a manager, he can tango with the best of the best managers out there, he can do very well in European level at the highest order against Real Madrid? Is that the thought process that's going in your head, or what is it? Or are you sort of thinking we're already done. We might as well just have a bit of fun with Frank Lampard. Is that? I don't know. David Ornstein, Chelsea are close to appointing Frank Lampard as head coach on an interim basis until the end of the season. Proposed deal would see 44-year-old installed immediately, while exhaustive search for new permanent boss continues in weeks ahead. Lampard back to Chelsea is 90%, so it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Whether I like it or not, it's going to happen, and we're going to have to accept it. We're going to have to accept it. Jules, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Whoever is advising the club hierarchy is just interested in English manager, period. That explains Potter and Lampard. Honestly, means if it is vibes somewhat, and also the players respect him, all the ones he had issues with are gone, like Alonso, J5, and Rudiger. Okay. All right, fair enough. Cool. Breaking, Ashley Cole could return to join Lampard. Bring back the band, man. Bring back the band. Chance that Joe Edwards also comes back. I think there's rumors that even John Terry would really be happy to join, but it will be up to Lampard. Cool. Enrique back from London. He told the reporters when he asked about Chelsea, if you do the famous haka, I'll answer you. I come from Formentera. It's wonderful, a paradise island. So you can see, I mean, this guy's keen. This guy's so keen to join, but maybe our board doesn't want him. Maybe the board doesn't want him. Maybe the owners want him. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're just waiting on Nagelsmann. Chelsea players have concerns of Bruno remaining in charge until the rest of the season and are convinced their next manager will be Julian Nagelsmann or Luis Enrique. Chelsea players are concerned. So why didn't they just reach out to Frank Lampard from the get-go? Like, if you knew you were going to get rid of Graham Potter, why didn't you just have Frank Lampard? Like, get the whole, like, why just have some parts of the backroom staff that were still working under Graham Potter? Why not just get rid of them all at once and just, bring in Frank Lampard from the get-go? Chelsea legend Frank Lampard is prepared to come back and help the club. Lampard to Chelsea on a short-term basis is close. Chelsea asked Lampard to take over while they complete the managerial search. For long-term, Lampard is expected to accept. Frank Lampard is open to accept until June. Advanced talk, Luis Enrique and Julian Nagelsmann have another round of talks set with the club. Chelsea players feel Bruno would have rather left Stamford Bridge. Employing Lampard will give the atmosphere a boost. Lampard said behind co-sporting directors Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart to watch Chelsea versus Liverpool, and talks progressed well today. Chelsea felt they needed a more experienced name in for Champions League tie against Real Madrid. A more experienced man, and Frank Lampard's the guy to lead us against Real Madrid. Fairs. Fair enough. New coach is going to be key on deciding Mount, Kovacic contracts. Both will be decided in May, June. People are saying David Ornstein, yeah? David Ornstein? It's done. Chelsea have reached agreement in principle to install Frank Lampard as interim head coach until end of season. 44-year-old Chelsea legend to be joined by assistant Ashley Cole, Joe Edwards, Chris Jones. Process for permanent appointment continues. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Ibsy. Please tell me this is a late April Fool's joke. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You've had your wish. This is what you wanted. Some of you wanted this. Congratulations. Congratulations. So let me know now. Let me know, what's the expectation? My expectation, I'm not even going to kid you. My expectation was that bringing someone, even if it had to be after the Real Madrid game, bringing someone that you know that's going to take over properly and try and assess the playing unit now and try and salvage whatever is left. Give us a proper chance to go toe-to-toe with Real Madrid, and whatever remaining matches that we have left in the Premier League, give us a proper chance to at least compete. So what's the expectation with Frank Lampard? Someone who could not do it with Everton. Someone who, by the time he got sacked at Chelsea, was really looking out of his depth. Yes, transfer ban season, good stuff with the academy players. We managed to get top 4 right at the end of the season, I think the final game. I don't know what tactics we're going to use. I don't know which players Frank Lampard will fancy. We'll see, but it's confirmed. It's confirmed. He is going to be the interim manager, and he will potentially, so it looks like he will lead us against Wolves. And he will lead us till the end of the season. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Mo, I think you're overthinking this. Owners and board are split on Nagelsmann and Enrique appointment, so they want to make sure they have the right appointment. I think you're overthinking this. The owners, the board are split. No, I just said that. I did say that. I think the issue here is board wants Nagelsmann and the owners want Enrique, and maybe they've come into a bit of a stalemate that, hey, we've got a particular interim at the moment, Bruno Fernandes, who does not seem to be keen to stick around. He's part of Graham Potter's backroom staff. So they're bringing in someone in right now in the likes of Frank Lampard. My issue is, where was the planning? Where was, how haven't you not been thinking about the successor to Graham Potter well before? I'm just baffled that the owners, the board, only started thinking about the new manager process after Aston Villa. So clearly they wanted to keep Graham Potter in. They had the faith in Graham Potter till the end of the season. And if you're going to bring in Frank Lampard, why not just stick around with Graham Potter? Like, wasn't it literally not that long ago, all the journalists saying how Chukwuemeka, literally a couple of days before Graham Potter got sacked, Chukwuemeka was saying the vibe was fantastic. The players were buzzing. Do you know what I mean? Weren't these people saying how these players, they're okay with Graham Potter? Not seriously, not that long ago. So what happened to all of that? Might as well just seen that through. Do you know what I mean? All right, we're gonna wrap things up. Yeah, we're gonna wrap things up, and I'll catch you guys soon. See ya.